I was up this morning at 4:30 because I had to speak to someone in Paris. And then I did a lot of my European calls with Paris and Germany and Spain and the UK before I got on the plane. So I did email. And now I will meet all day with media owners, with some clients, with some of our own people, with Jack, to make sure we are advancing our agenda. And then I will finish with a client for dinner. So for me personally, as you'll see today, I cram too much into the day. And I think we have 200 hours a week worth of work we could do. And setting the priorities is the hard part. I'm sorry we didn't talk yesterday. I've got 45 minutes or so in the car right now if you get the chance to call me back. Ciao. Bye. Jack and I are a good team, but co-leading takes more time because you have to allow time to talk to each other. And I know when we have a couple weeks where we're not talking because we're traveling, when he is in Seoul and I am in America, or I am in Russia and he is in Caracas, it's a problem. Excuse me. David Kenny. I didn't want to go too long without checking back with you and seeing how you're doing, how you're feeling, and what we should be thinking about for you. So Jack and I are learning you have to have discussion, you have to have dialogue to understand each other. Where we've had problems is when we try to do too much by email because we miss the conversation.
How are you? Very well, nice to see you.
And in email, it looks blunt. We don't know from each other what's an idea and what's a decision. I certainly tend to spend a lot more time facing the media owners on the specific issue of how they get ready for the digital era. And I think Jack is spending more time with the agencies on how to serve the clients, what the client service model needs to be, and training the people. Mark Beeching! How are you? I'm well, thank you. I don't think it will ever be black and white. This is David's exact role and that is Jack's exact role. But the whole purpose was to have a lot of iteration between us to get to a better answer. Colin? I'm well. I'm sorry about that. I don't always focus on what we're going to do day to day. I can stay in the clouds longer than Jack, so he brings it down, which is why we need each other. So it's a good team. Bye.
Two key objectives. Strategic alignment of council. Hello. Hey. There's, I think, two key things to get through today. How do we stop the churn? Which to me is, I think aligning with another brand helps us do that. The second piece is how do we accelerate new business?
This is all going to get settled in the fourth quarter. Commitments are going to be built in a new structure, and the new structure will be effective Jan 1.
Fantastic.
And the new structure you're talking about is the risk digitized.
Contact.
And performance.
Okay, right.
I'm looking at the whole thing. Moxie, Performance, Digitas, Razorfish, International, US. There's multiple things to be done. I'd like to do it all at once because I think these incremental org changes are exhausting for people.
Yep.
And I think you kind of have a cool start. You have a strategy that makes sense with a content arm and a contact arm. And you go, and it's more clear what I do and what Jack does, and you just go.
Okay, good.
No, the H1N1 thing again.
Good.
It's against the law in France. We put big signs up. No kissing. David Kenny. I'm well, thank you. How are you? I think what we want to be is as digital as the consumer is. People are using media in a very different way. They've moved to social networks. They use games in a different way. They get information in new ways, and they entertain themselves in new ways. It is my belief within 5 years, most media is digital. That might lead to, I think most likely, the majority of our work as a group being digital. Okay, good enough. Talk to you later. How are you?
Time for a commercial break.
We had this theory with VivaKi we were going to retrain analog people to do digital. It sounds like analog people are leaving, including some senior ones, and then you're hiring new ones. The switch is leaving and hiring versus transforming. What else do you need in digital in the U.S.?
People.
But what kind of people?
No, seriously.
No, I'm trying to figure out what you do with performance.
This chase assignment is just building by the week.
And whenever you're ready.
Hello, VivaKi. This is David Kenny, and this message goes out to what we affectionately call Planet VivaKi. This is the VivaKi employee value proposition. It is a promise, a mission, a commitment. It is based on what we have learned from the most admired companies in the world, and it is shaped by your ideas and opinions. I don't know when we're going to be ready on the regions, but I did want to kind of tell you confidentially kind of where the organization is going to go.
Thank you.
So you can begin to think about it. It's not all agreed. I'm working through with people, but I think these communications, they may have to start in October. It's all not really going to be effective till Jan 1. You know, India's always had germs, so this is why they get like this.
Yeah, there's some people trying to push that over here.
Promise us.
I'm ready for it.
Nancy, it's David. Listen, Henry Price thought we had 90 minutes, half hour with him and an hour with Shona. That means that my 4:30 can't start till 5, and I have a 5:30. So either you need to figure out if I can do that meeting in just 30 minutes, or whether we want to reschedule that meeting to another time. I don't know how it happened, but we need to fix it.
How is Google today? Can we do more? How does the agency business work? This new display thing, like how is this partnership? So she reviewed the partnership. I was telling Kurt, why is this deal good for us? Really, all of it.
The thing I'm most focused on right now is global growth. We're far more developed digitally in the US than the rest of the world. That's true in the industry, that's true for you, that's true for our clients, and it's true for our business. And ultimately, the VivaKi potential is global, and we need to focus on that. There is an operations issue too, though. Around here, you do not miss a commitment.
Right.
Every DLTL matters. That's really hard working with Google.
Right.
So can that be fixed?
It's more of specific on the missing of those dates on
Yep.
that side.
And
It's
as you know,
not-
there's getting a real launch plan with
Yeah.
real dates that are met. It's just not what you wanted to do. It's not how you operate.
Right.
And that just doesn't
It-
work. I got a message that Jack could not meet with us, that he had something else to do.
He does. He has a Jeff Marshall meeting with somebody else to prepare for the Procter & Gamble meeting tomorrow.
So that's why he's here.
Right.
I thought he was going to Kellogg. Is he supposed to go to Kellogg?
Everything got changed.
Yeah, I'll be here for 45 minutes.
Okay.
The key is, having gone through that, what are some of the challenges that you'd like me to work on?
We need people to really make recommendations based on real human beings. Like, where do people really get information? What communities do people really belong to? Where do they play? Where do they work? And how do we become relevant to their lives? Which is so different from the way they do it, which is to take last year's plan and make incremental changes.
Right.
And I think, how do they start over? And how do they break that mold? And how do we train people to be able to do that? And then in order to get the people who can do that well, how can I automate all this buying process? So to me, the exchanges are inextricably linked with the rest. And I think that's, and I'm more concerned outside the U.S. than in the U.S. because I just think we're so subscale. We have no, I can't do a nerve center and a search hub is irrelevant if there's no demand.
I haven't seen you for weeks.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
We're allowed to shake hands. We can't kiss. There's signs up.
I'm sorry. Beeching just grabbed me too from the room next door, so he gave me a little man hug.
We were here to talk about Rashad,
Yes.
who
and I
he
digress.
volunteered. He told me he could make SMG the employer of choice and have everybody want to work there. He's going to make that happen. And he's
If
going
he
to
personally is on every interview, that possibly could happen.
and he's going to take out all the command and control aspects of the operation.
Ooh, good for you.
Is that what I heard?
He's trying very hard.
You said you could do it. I said, could you do this? And he said, you said, yes, you could. Come on.
Yeah, but
Man up.
Yeah. It's
We need to invent the next Hulu.
yeah.
It creates even more value back to our Europeans. Part of me is worried the pool, because of where it sits, is going to be too left brain.
Yep.
Right? Does the pool need to move here? This is the. I think we got to really look. As
I
much as
believe-
this is unpleasant, we have to look at organizational. Do we move some things around here? I really do think we have to do that. Just shake it up.
If the pool is to work as I think it is, it would likely move into this space David described.
So I really don't
I've
see
got.
you tomorrow.
No, I'm here tomorrow. I'm with Laura and Seth tomorrow till from all morning, and then I'm down in Battery Park in Saatchi for my P&G client evaluation.
Bummer.
And then I'm gone. But then
You're going back to Chicago?
I'm out of clean clothes too.
Bummer, this is it.
So,
Anyway, well,
all right.
I'll call you.
Same.
I'll call you, because I'm not actually here tomorrow. I'm in Midtown in a minute.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, good idea. Good idea.
We got 5 more hours to go. I've got a client dinner and then a conference call to Australia. But by midnight tonight, it will have been an average day. Yeah, we got a lot done. And there's a lot more to be done. There's more. David Kenny. Okay, thank you very much. I'm getting in the elevator right now.